Hi guys, today we're going to talk about how to pick your winter wetsuit and to keep yourself warm during the colder days. What should I look for when buying a winter wetsuit? It needs to be warm, it needs to be still a little bit flexible, and I want to keep cold water out. So I'm looking for at least 5mm thickness, maybe even 6, depending on how long you want to stay out and in what kind of temperatures you want to go out. So how does a wetsuit work? Well, basically you're trapping a thin layer of water in between your body and your wetsuit. Your body is warm, so this heats up the water, and the thicker your neoprene is, the more insulation you will get. What we don't want during winter is that cold water goes in between your body and the wetsuit when falling or when crashing. This will cool down your body and you have to work to heat the water up again. So what are the features that make a winter wetsuit warm? Well, at first I want to have a look at the sealing, so the way the wetsuit is made waterproof. Then I want to have a look at the inner lining of the wetsuit. And some wetsuits have extra features on the outside of the wetsuit, different kind of neoprene, which are also helpful to keep you warmer. Let's first have a look at the seams. The basis of all wetsuits or all winter wetsuits in our shop is glue blind stitching. This means that these two neoprene panels are actually glued onto each other before stitching them blind. And blind stitching means that the stitching is only halfway through the neoprene. If they would go completely through, water would get inside the first moment you fall into the water, and that doesn't keep you warm. GBS is for, so glue blind stitching is for 80 to 85% waterproof. If you spend a little bit more in your wetsuit, you get an extra layer of taping on top of these seams, which you can see at this rewired from Seaskins. In the basis, this wetsuit is also glue blind stitched, but on top of this they've put a little bit of extra taping on the inside of the seam. This tape makes the seam even more waterproof, so actually no water will come in when you fall into the water, and it makes the seam a lot more durable, so it will last longer. The most durable and waterproof way of sealing your wetsuit is actually the liquid seaming. This wetsuit is also glue line stitched in the basis, and they use a kind of a rubber sealing that you also see in your bathroom. This is 100% waterproof and keeps warm inside the vest. There's a slight disadvantage on this kind of sealing. It's a little less flexible compared to taping or glue line stitching. The second thing we're going to look at is the lining on the inside of the wetsuit. Lining is an extra material put on the inside of your wetsuit to give your wetsuit some extra insulation and to let your wetsuit dry quicker. In case a little bit of water flushes in through your neck, this part will dry quicker and you will be warmer sooner. This is what you get in a basic wetsuit. On this wetsuit, the Rewired, which is an upgrade, you get this type of liner throughout the whole wetsuit. So the whole wetsuit is lined on the inside, which is adding warmth and gives you drier wetsuit quicker. Very good liner. I don't know how it's called. I think it's the Halo X2 lining from Seaskins. Well, in Seaskins you get this kind of liner, but for example, a very popular wetsuit from Ripco, the Flash Bomb, has the flash lining on the inside. This fleece is drying super quickly and it's just very comfortable on your body. If you go to the most expensive wetsuit from Seaskins, for example, they also have this kind of a flash lining, different color. It's also this kind of a plush liner, which is very comfortable, soft, and keeps you warm for longer and easier. The difference in the lining is actually if you stop moving and you start chilling on the beach, or you have to wait for the next wave to come, the extra lining will keep you warmer easier. Pretty important if you're doing the wind sports, because in my opinion they make a lot of difference, is the types of neoprene that are used on the outside of the wetsuit. Basically there are two types of neoprene, or bioprene or natural rubber. Actually this wetsuit is made from natural rubber. You've got the double lined natural rubber or neoprene, which is very flexible. It's durable. You can put your long nails inside when putting your wetsuit on and off. But this neoprene takes on a little bit of water, so it gets wet basically. When the wind is very cold, so when the wind's coming from the north, for example, and it's 6 degrees outside, you will actually feel this cold wind on your body. The wetsuit is really cooling down. The water inside this neoprene is cooling down. This is called wind chill. You've also got the single-lined neoprene, which is a little bit less stretchy. It's not as durable, so especially girls with long nails, be careful on putting on and off this kind of neoprene, because you get a hole in it pretty quickly. But this type of neoprene, so single-line neoprene or mesh neoprene, doesn't take on any water, which means the wind cannot go through the neoprene. If a wetsuit has this kind of neoprene, it's always around the vital body parts. So the Seaskin's wetsuit has it on the chest, which is your vital body part. But the Ripco Flash Bomber, very popular wetsuit as well, has it on both parts, so on the chest and on the back. In my experience, this type of neoprene helps a lot when the winds are cold and strong, because the wind doesn't go through. Big difference, in my opinion. So the features on your wetsuits are also depending the price of your wetsuits. The more you pay, the more features you will get. So if you want to find out more about all our super good winter wetsuits, pass by in our shop, reach out by email, phone, WhatsApp. We are very happy to help you.